Hey, this is Neil over at Heart of Texas Armory, and today I just want to do a quick video overview and review of probably my favorite Mora knife, and it's this one right here, and that is the Mora Bushcraft Triflex. And I really love the design of this thing. To me, it's an improvement over most of the other Mora knives with the handle. It's just more comfortable to grip. Plus, this blade is just about the perfect blade for most outdoor tasks, in my opinion. You get that Triflex steel, which what that means is it's, as the name implies, it's a laminated steel. So there's apparently 3 layers. You'll have a very hard center layer and then 2 softer layers on the outside. That middle layer, the harder of the 2, is going to be a Rockwell, I think 61 or 62, which is extremely hard. Of course, that's more brittle, and then you support that with the softer steel on the outside. So it's almost like a folded steel, kind of like you would see in, say, a katana or something like that, where you have a hard core and then a softer steel surrounding that. And what that does is it makes for a really quality edge, because you're going to have that really hard center and then the stronger, softer on the outside supporting it. So that's really cool. What you see here, you got about a 9-inch blade overall length, so 9 inches, and then you've got a 4.1-inch blade, which is just about the perfect length for most outdoor tasks. You can certainly get away with carrying a bigger or smaller knife, but to me this is just about the sweet spot, which is why I like it so much. And then the blade thickness, which is also is also important. This one is listed at 0.098 inches, so it basically call it a 1/10 of an inch, basically. And that might be thinner than what most people are used to on outdoor knives, but to me, I prefer that because very rarely am I actually going to be, batoning with this thing. I'm not going to be, putting it on a piece of wood and banging it, with a log trying to split wood, like you see on a lot of these videos. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to use an axe or some other bigger, beefier blade that's designed for that. But for your basic bushcrafting task or outdoor tasks like skinning a deer or making traps or anything like that, this blade thickness is actually going to be beneficial. So that's something to keep in mind. Another thing I really like about this, as I mentioned, is the handle. I think it's been improved over your standard Moras. I like that grip. I like having the little finger choil put into it. And this coating they put on there, it's almost like a rubber coating, gives you a very good grip in the hand. So I really like that too. They put a little bit of jimping here, you can see, so if you're holding the knife, you can kind of choke up a little bit. I wish they'd put a few little jimping marks on the blade. I may cut that into mine. Just I've been wanting to do that for so long, but I think I'm just going to get around and do that. That way you can actually choke up here a little better. One good thing about not having those jimping there is you can put a fire steel on this a lot easier, and you do have a nice 90-degree edge there. I mean, it's not real sharp, but it's sharp enough to throw good sparks, which is good. And of course, they put a little pounding area here, so if you were gonna hit on something, it gives you a little spot to do that. I don't recommend you do that, but I guess that's what that's designed for, some type of hammering pommel. It's just polymer. Speaking of which, the blade, this is a rat tail design, so that you don't have your blade material does not go all the way through the blade. It's not full tang. It's a shortened tang. I think it runs to about 3/4 of the blade here, so or maybe even half. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I do know it's not a full tang. None of your Moras are going to be really full tang. So just keep that in mind, that if you're going to be doing something that's very abusive and a lot of torque, you will eventually have a chance of cracking this handle. It's going to take a lot. I mean, these things are very durable, but it could happen if you put too much torque on this blade. Your sheath here that they provide is just another little plastic polymer sheath. Nothing special about it. I mean, it gets the job done just fine, but it's nothing to write home about. They give you a little belt loop there that it can swing 360 degrees. So I mean, it is comfortable to wear. It gets the job done. I have made my own sheaths for Moras, like some leather sheaths, but in most cases this little plastic one works great. They do provide a little drain hole. If I can get it to focus, I'm sorry guys. There's a drain hole at the bottom here, so if you ever get moisture in there, it will drain. This Triflex is a carbon steel, so you do have to keep it oiled or it will rust. You can see my blade has quite a bit of patina and use on it. I've had this knife for probably 3 or 4 years now. So keep that in mind if you're going to be going out in an area with a lot of moisture. You're going to want to make sure your blade is dry before you put it in, or at least carry around some type of oil or something. That way you can keep rust from forming. If you are going into an area with a lot of moisture, Mora of course offers a full line of stainless steels, which are also really good. I just normally prefer carbon steel. The main reason I like that carbon steel is that to me it's easier to sharpen, which is important in the field because a steel, if you're gonna use a knife like it's supposed to in the outdoors, you're going to eventually wear the blade, the edge down, and it's just better or easier in my opinion to resharpen carbon steel like this, to put a razor edge on this. And this knife is absolutely razor sharp. I just put it on a little diamond stone here and just touched it up, and it's hair popping sharp. I don't know if I have any paper here to show. Let's see if we can get it to. It cuts really easy. Easy to put an edge on, that's the main thing. But overall, these things are just an amazing value. There's a ton of different options out there from Mora knives. They make, like I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned it or not now, but apparently this model has been discontinued. They make some that are similar, but they might cost a little more than this. But Moras overall, you're going to spend anywhere from $10 up to say $50. But any of the Moras offer just an amazing value in my opinion. You can obviously get more expensive and higher quality knives, but in most cases something like this works just fine. And if you damage it or lose it, you're only out say $10-15, which is always nice. But anyways, if you haven't checked out this blade, and if you're able to find it online, I don't even know if you can find these for resale anymore. But if you get the chance to purchase one, I definitely recommend this Triflex. It's a great design. I really love mine. I'm never going to get rid of it, and it's definitely highly recommended from me, as well as all the other Mora blades. It's a great company. They make a great product. Anyways, thanks for watching. Take care.